Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be customizing my own wallet. So let me pull it out for you. So I've had this wallet for a while and I didn't really want to get rid of it, even though it's kind of getting pretty old and a little bit gross. So I cleaned it off, and not really a big fan of the metallic blue and the leopard print over top. It just looks kind of weird. So I think this will be the perfect item to customize today. Now I did do a little bit of testing on the other side here because I was worried that the fabric would have to move around and the paint might start to crack if that happens. So I found that if you do a layer first in this 3D paint that I have, it's a lot more bendable and flexible. So if you do a layer of that first and then go over with my normal paint like Apple Barrel or whatever, it should be better. I tested it right here and it still keeps its really rough texture, so at the end I'm going to put a few coats of clear coat over top so it's nice and smooth. I do have an idea for the paint job in mind, but first I need to coat this entire thing in this 3D paint, so let's get into that. Okay, now that this blue is all on, we can start doing the actual design. So first, before we go to that, I gotta get the background done. So let's go ahead and slap some white on here. Boom! Here we go. We got the white painted on here. So now I'm going to move on to up here, cover up all this blue. I'm going to be painting a galaxy. Also, I am going to be using, or trying to use, a little bit of this metallic paint just to give the galaxy a little more of a glittery effect, kind of make it seem like there's millions of stars out there that we can just barely see. So let's get into painting this galaxy. Alright everyone, now I have this galaxy theme up here and I think this turned out really good. Now I am going to add a few more details like some bigger stars and some extra sparkly paint on there, but for now I'm moving my attention back to the white down here. Now you might be wondering why I ended it right here, kind of like in a brush stroke pattern. And that is because I'm going to do a silhouette of a painter right here who is painting this beautiful scene. So I'm painting a painter who painted the galaxy. So yeah, I think it's going to look super cool. So let's get this painter painted. Okay everyone, we have our painter on here. I think that turned out really well. I was kind of worried because I didn't have a reference picture, so I kind of just made it up as I went on, but I think it works. And the scene is starting to come together, but I think it still needs a few more details before we put the clear coat on. So I'm going to grab my extreme glitter and put a little, only in the turquoise sections though, because when this paint dries, it turns kind of turquoise blue, so I'll only put that in the blue sections. And then for the other sections, I might water down some metallic paint and put it there too, so that also is sparkly. And I will probably add a few little dots for bigger stars that are closer to us. So let's get into painting those. I think that the paint job on this is all done, so now it is time to get a few layers of clear coat on this thing, because when I was doing the Galaxy I kind of had to glob on some paint in different places and it's a little bit bumpy and I wanted it to be smooth, and I also don't want the paint to start cracking or coming off. So let's put a few layers of varnish on this thing and it will be completed. Alright everyone, this wallet is finished. Now I really love how this turned out. I do love customizing things because it is just so much fun to paint things, but it is extra fun when you can paint it and actually use it. I really love the contrast of the black and the colors in here, especially this bright pink. It really pops, and that's why I love Space so much, because it's just the contrast between the dark and the lights. I think that the glitter worked out really well, especially for the blue here. I think that looks amazing, and I think it came together very well. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed seeing this. If you did, please hit that like button down below and consider subscribing, as it would really help me out. And I will see you in the next project. Bye! Yeah! Kickflip!